Hi, I'm Zoe, and today I'm presenting a book report about Heaven is for Real, a book by Todd Burpo about his son who passed away and then came back to life, which was really magical for the whole family, and it changed a lot of things in their lives. So the book is about a little boy named Colton Burpo, and it starts out in the prologue at Arby's, and they're in the car, and all of a sudden they pass by the hospital, and the mother, Sonja, says, Colton, do you remember this place? And he's like, yes, this is where angels sang to me. And they're like, what's going on? So what happened was he died, and he could see everything. He could see his parents being upset. He had appendicitis, which is actually something that my family's gone through, where your appendix ruptures, it explodes, and your appendix is a really important part of your body, but when it ruptures, you have to have it removed. And that's what happened to him, and there was like pus all in his body, and it was really gross. So the main bit of the story that really inspired me was that throughout this whole thing, they did, but God was with them the whole time. And even though they lost faith sometimes, and even though they got upset, God was with them, and He knew what He was doing. And that's what's so magical about it. I really like this story because I thought it was funny and cute. And I liked in one of the parts, Colton, they were sitting in a funeral for an older man, and Colton was like, did he have Jesus in his heart? As loud as he could. I was like, oh my goodness, Colton. But it was a really good book and a really fun story, and I recommend it. So how I built this was we got a big piece of foam, and I painted it with watercolor, with like dark blue watercolor in different places, and then I painted back over it with water to make it look like some of it's lighter because it's got clouds and it's like the sky. Then I got the idea for the butterfly by a part in the book where they go to Colorado for like a church thing, and that's when they start finding out Colton is sick. They don't know he's sick until everyone gets the stomach bug, the flu, like the stomach flu, and then Colton doesn't ever stop. It keeps going. That's what brings him to the hospital. But anyway, they're at this butterfly-atorium thing where there's a bunch of cool things that happen. There's a really funny part with a spider, but I'll talk about that later. And it's a really fun story. But the butterfly represents the place in Colorado. So it's really colorful, and I did some eyes here. We did some dots to kind of give it some flair. And then on these certain colors, purple, green, and orange, we have flaps. So what I do with these flaps is I taped them down so that they would stay, but I open them, and this one, the question underneath it is, what is the name of the book? Well, it's obvious. Heaven is for real, because the kid went to heaven and explained it. Then we have this one. It says tennis. So the question was, what sport did the mom and dad play? Pretty sure it was tennis. This one, I can't remember exactly what this one was. Oh, yep. This one under here, it says Rosie. So at the butterfly-atorium, there was a spider, really hairy tarantula named Rosie, and whoever held her would get a golden sticker. Cassie, the older sister, which is actually on one of these flaps, held the spider, and she got a sticker. And Colton was like, but I want a sticker. But he didn't want to hold Rosie. So in the end, he ended up holding Rosie and was like, I don't like this. But that's just a 4-year-old for you. And then we have, I can't say what that says. Colorado. Yeah, it says Colorado, which is where the getting sick part takes place. We have this one. It says appendicitis, which is what he was discovered with because he was sick. And this one says Cassie Burpo, which is the name of the sister. And it's a really cool book. And the spiritual bit, which I really like, is the whole family, they go to a church, the dad's a pastor, and they've already had really bad financial mishaps with like a broken leg. It was like all out of socket and stuff. And then Colton's mishap, and it costed so much, but through it all, they were able to make enough money by donations.
Very cool. Thoughts and comments from the audience? Emma?
I love how colorful the butterfly is. I love how you use different colors of paper to make it kind of look just very unique.
Kale?
Well, it pops out at me because all the colors on the butterfly and the dots do give it a lot of flair, and the clouds look really real. Thanks.
Yeah, butterfly looks awesome. Hinder?
I like the colors because it popped out to me this morning. I was like, whoa, she made a rainbow butterfly. And I just want to know why you chose rainbow.
Because I didn't want to just do, in the book it does mention a couple different types of butterflies at the place, like monarchs and different kinds, but I was like, well, I really like rainbows and butterflies are really colorful, so I put them together. I was like,
Okay.
this is going to be perfect. It's colorful, it's extravagant. I think it's going to work for a book report.
Also, how do you put the white dots on there, the small white dots?
We have like this little thing called a paint marker.
Oh, yeah.
You shake it and then you just push it down on there really hard.
Yeah.
It's also how we made the eyes, and it was just super cool.
This reminded me of Kale's book report, the Subway sandwich. You kind of did this, but you could have even done it more so. Each little flip would have been what we were doing or what you were going to talk about.
Yeah.
Like his Subway sandwich, the bread was the setting, pickles were the characters or whatever. I can't remember them all. It was pretty cool. But yeah, the butterfly looks really, really cool.